is written and directed by Korine. It stars Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Isla and Zac Efron. Matthew McConaughey plays a writer/poet who is also a sort of drug-addicted hippie that is married to Isla Fisher's character, who happens to be a very, very wealthy person and comes from a very wealthy family. The film starts off in the Florida Keys as Moondog is out there partying hard, and then he eventually comes back to Miami to his wife and his family, specifically for his daughter's marriage. During that marriage, everybody gets absolutely shit-faced, especially him and his wife. As they are completely out of their minds on drugs and alcohol, they actually are the victims or the perpetrators of a car crash, and Isla Fisher ends up passing away. In Isla Fisher's will, however, it is stated that Moondog will not be able to inherit his family fortune, his wife's fortune, until after he has published his book. So Moondog now has this Billy Madison-esque challenge to reclaim his fortune, but in the meantime finds himself homeless. So at its core, The Beach Bum is essentially a stoner comedy, and it operates on stoner logic. And that's very visible in the filmmaking. First of all, there's a total disruption of time and space, and that stems from how the movie's put together. It seems very evident that this film was shot in a very improvised, loose manner. You bring two talented actors, you bring them to a different locale, and you let them riff off each other. And then the film, the way it's edited together is through the dialogue. So the dialogues and the phrases that the characters say make sense, but they're edited from different sequences together, which means you're going back and forth from different scenes, different places, and that very much contributes to giving a sort of stoner-like sense of time and space, but it also gives this very poetic, Malikian, dreamlike aspect. And the second way in which it kind of operates on stoner logic is in the fact that there aren't much in the way of consequences in the film. It's very much a consequence-free world, and even when actions do have consequences, people don't really dwell on them. If, say, you lose a loved one, then that's not going to prevent you from still having fun and still living your life. If your best friend has an affair with your wife, again, it's not much of a big deal, and all of the film operates like this. What in a regular narrative would be an obstacle for the main character to surpass, and in this, they're just brushed aside. It's a narrative we've seen before, it's story beats we've seen before, and it is a structure about somebody who loses everything and then has to fight to win it all back again, except there's no fight. And that contributes in creating a universe that, and this is a strange adjective to use, at least if you haven't seen the film, but it creates a world that's nice. I mean, it's a world in which there aren't really any obstacles, there aren't really any enemies. And at the heart of this is Matthew McConaughey's character Moondog, who's extremely watchable as this very kind soul, somebody who genuinely loves his life, who genuinely loves other people, and is essentially a dirty, hippie, white trash version of Paddington Bear. He's the kind of guy that would be completely unfit to exist in the real world, but it's very, very endearing to see him thrive in this version of the world in which people are just a little bit nicer, even if they're a little trashy at times. And we've all had those kind of hippie stoner friends who are nice guys and are all about peace and love and sharing and have a genuine belief in the human soul and in human kindness. And you, who hasn't had your judgment completely clouded by years and years of mind-altering drugs, you like them, but you're like, wow, this guy's absolutely not fit for the real world, because in the real world, people are assholes. The real world is a cold, dark, mean-spirited place where nice people get shit on and, horrible, awful people rise to the top. And that makes it very easy to become extremely cynical. And what I love about Korine's film is that they're actually very genuine. Even when they're layered with this sense of irony, they're always full of love and compassion for his characters. And that's very evident in someone like, say, Zac Efron's character, who despite being an awful, terrible person and a massive douchebag, is also allowed to have these moments where he's very soulful and beautiful. And I don't know many directors that can pull that off, maybe except for Werner Herzog, and it's no surprise if Herzog has played in a couple of Korine's film. And when it comes down to it, how many films will I see this year that will both be extremely trashy and genuinely nice? My guess is not that much, and that's why Korine's films and The Beach Bum are very, very special to me. So as always, thanks very much for watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked the review. Please subscribe if you're new. Until next time, see ya!